Holly for three. Yes! Here's quick release three. Got it! And it's good! It's March 1st, and the MIAA State Tournament takes us back to Durfee, a playoff home game for the Durfee boys here in 2022. Hello again, everybody. I'm Evan Massu, joined by Brendan Kelly once again. Great to be with you for the playoffs, and it's great to say we have a playoff home game, Brendan.
I'm excited. It's March. It's a playoff home game, Durfee basketball. There's a lot to be excited about.
We were just talking about, some of the history here. This Hilltoppers team, unfortunately, hasn't been in the tournament since 2019, and that was a Wellesley game. In fact, Jake Fitzgerald was running camera. He was with me for that game out in Wellesley, a real tight game, one that you could argue Durfee should have won. You look back at that season, that was Jamison Guimond's last season, and Javon Holly on this team was the only starter on that team. He was a freshman who's still on the team right now. So shows you the lineage of his career as he just notched his 1,000th point last week.
Yeah, what a player. Shout out to all the people who are scoring 1,000 points with the pandemic. But Javon's really going to have to show his leadership here. Playing in a state tournament game is a lot different than playing in a regular season game. And his teammates are going to look for him because he's been here before.
Now, with the new playoff format, it's kind of an at-large tournament, Division I across the state. We saw this in the fall. We talked about it a bit, and it's the same here with basketball. So now you're facing a team that you haven't ever seen, at least not this year, and certainly not in the last few years.
Yeah, Marshfield's a great program. Bob Fisher is a legend in Massachusetts high school basketball. They're a traditional South team. I remember when I was on the boys staff years ago, this was a team that we scouted, and it just shows how well of a program that they have over there, that this was a team we looked at in 2009. But this is a good program, and this is going to be a nice test for Durfee.
Well, again, we haven't had a playoff game here in a couple years. What did you say, 2017 against Brockton, right?
2017 against Brockton. A game, again, went right down to the buzzer. UMass Dartmouth star Marcus Azar was on that Brockton team. But it's good. It's always fun to have teams that you don't traditionally play in the season. Durfee, Brockton, back then, Big Three. They knew everything about each other. There's something exciting about playing a team you don't normally play.
Well, we'll see how it all shakes down. We are going to leave you here, headed to break, with Javon Holly's 1,000th point, which came last Wednesday, just under a week ago. So we're going to leave you with that moment, and we'll be back with the start of this one. Playoff basketball is coming up next on Fred TV. Stay with us.
Fall River is in the forefront of honoring members of the armed forces. the Community Preservation Act funded upgrades to the Veterans Memorial Bicentennial Park. In May 2021, Fall River dedicated the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall, an 80% scale replica of the original. The aluminum panels are engraved with the names of more than 58,000 heroes killed or missing in action during the Vietnam War. The project, including landscaping, exceeds recreation and open space requirements set by the Community Preservation Act. 10 years ago, Fall River voters approved a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills to incentivize history, travel, and diversity. $310,000 was designated to build this powerful tribute, which has become a location for reflection and healing. The park is now fully handicap accessible and is open to all at no cost, dawn to dusk. CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
Welcome back inside the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. Playoff basketball just about a moment away here at Durfee. The Marshfield Rams at 14-6, ranked 37th, and the Durfee Hilltoppers at 14-6, ranked 25th in the at-large Division I boys basketball bracket for 2021-2022. Evan Massoud and Brendan Kelly with you for the call as the players hit the court. And Brendan, it is great to have playoff hoops back here at the hallowed Luke Urban Fieldhouse.
I cannot state it enough how awesome it feels right now. There's a nice atmosphere. The student section's in. Kids were excited in school all day. This is very special for them, especially with the 2-year break. This is awesome.
You know, one of the things I have to say coming into this game, this is a preliminary round game, I'm a little surprised that there is a prelim game here, because based on the rankings, it's supposed to be top 32 get seeded, and Durfee's ranked 28th. So I'm not never got a real answer to it, but to me something's a little off, unless I'm not reading it right. But that's what I was told in the fall, and so I was kind of surprised that we actually had a game tonight.
Well, haven't done this in the fall, you know, the original idea of top 32, but then they said that anybody with a winning record, and there's a lot of teams in each division.
Right.
When you look at that, when you look at it and break it down, and there's just a lot of teams that qualify. You know, everybody's still trying to figure out the math and strength of schedule and all that stuff. So when the dust settles, you know, there's more than 32 teams in here, and
Sure.
this is where we're at right now. And it's still good. It still gives a feel of the old sectional playoffs.
So let me ask you this, and I'm just, you know, we're just talking, but, you know, wouldn't seed 33 and up, whoever's left, wouldn't you just do matchups with those to play in, and everybody else gets you know, fitted in? I don't know. I'm
So I miss doing the old. I used to laugh. Kelly Bouya would laugh at me. I would, by mid-season, whatever sport, I would have all the math of all the teams in each division done, and it was very simple.
Yeah.
You just did the math, and now I don't know the math, and
neither do I.
And then looking at brackets. Sometimes I don't know how brackets go with, you know, these large and stuff like that. You're used to the 68 for the NCAA men's, but this is what it was like in the fall. And Division I doesn't have as many teams as some of the other divisions, almost in the 40s. I've seen there's a bracket with 43 teams in there, so it's exciting.
It's definitely different. We're still getting used to it here. You know, we've never seen Marshfield, so at least I haven't. This is my 10th season, so it's you know, it's interesting. It's kind of like in the fall, boys soccer, and offensive foul against Holly. Looked like he was falling back a little bit before Holly got there, almost anticipating it.
I always, when it comes to state tournament stuff, I always fall under the theory of it's fun to play against teams that you don't normally play against. And this open state tournament, the true aspect of a state tournament, a lot of times you're falling into teams that you haven't seen. Marshfield is a traditional Division I South team. They're here every year. Coach Bob Fisher is a legend in Massachusetts high school basketball. Has won hundreds of games. I don't want to put I want to say close to 500 if I'm not. I don't want to misspeak, but he's been around for a long time. Multiple state championship, Hall of Fame coach.
Right.
So this is a traditional power in Division I South, but it's a team that we don't normally play in the regular season, and we don't see. I remember in years when I was on the boys staff, you go out scouting for the state tournament. This was a team, because they're good every year. I remember going out and scouting years ago, and this program hasn't taken a dip at all.
Well, I can say this. It's nice to not see a Newton, a Needham, a Wellesley, a Brockton, or an Attleboro. Because God knows we've seen them a plethora of times in the tournament. Nice to have a different opponent. I would completely agree with you there. And you know what? I think it levels the playing field a little bit too, because there's some unfamiliarity. So you really have to play your game and make adjustments on the fly.
I've done it a couple times as a coach. You face Brockton for a third time, or sometimes a fourth time, depending if it's an in-season tournament. You know, you see Attleboro again, and you get to the point where I remember one year we played Attleboro the last game of the regular season.
I remember.
And then we went up there like 2 days later, and it's almost like, well, what has changed? And, you know, you're really detailed on the scouting report, and you watch the film a bazillion times. But at the end of the day, each coach knows each team. So
right, that was the senior night here. I think that was Coach Hoole's niece that got 1,000 here, or something, or it wasn't a daughter. I think it was niece.
Niece, yep. Emily Hoole got 1,000.
Emily.
That was yeah, she was a great player. Played at Merrimack.
Yeah,
was part of that transition from Division II to Division I. That was Jordan Garvin, Nicole Emsley when they were seniors. It was a good team.
That was a good team.
Both teams right now are feeling the state tournament jitters.
Yeah, 1-0 here. We're about halfway through. The only basket there coming from Montia at the line. As Holly looking for some space, and it's a travel.
I always struggled with the amount of extra time pregame when you had a home tournament game.
Yeah.
Because as a routine person, and you try to have your team in as much of a routine as possible, you're out of routine when it's just one game at 6:30. There's no freshman or JV. You don't want them here too early. You don't want them here too late. You struggle with how structured do you want their pregame shoot-around, how unstructured do you want it. And usually it leads to exactly what's happening right now. Both teams are trying to feel each other out, getting good shots and not making it. I was taught early in my coaching career by Mike Silva that, you know, usually after 4 or 5 minutes, regardless of what's happened, everything kind of evens itself out.
Yeah.
And that's what I always tell my teams, that, you know, usually what happens in the first 4 minutes will normalize. Colin Hargraves off the glass.
No, you're right, and it's true, because we got here at 5, and usually the place is pretty hustling. Obviously, with JV, usually about just starting, and I mean the place is dead. We were the first ones in here, so totally different situation. As Hilltopper is going to get hit with their second foul. We're about 4 minutes in, halfway through the first. It's on Owen Nowacki, his first foul. Let's run down the starters here as we wait for the inbound for the visiting Marshfield Rams, as they look to get on the board, and they do. Number 11, Matt Habel. Captain number 12, Evan Millerick. Number 13, James Leach, who just got that basket right there. Let's update the score. Captain number 25, Connor Walden. And number 33, Ryan Treacy. And of course, you mentioned, Brendan, that the Rams are led by longtime head coach Bob Fisher.
Hilltopper starting lineup is pretty much what they've gone with all year. Number 1, Javon Holly, senior captain, who got his 1,000-point over vacation week. Number 3, Colin Hargraves, another captain. Number 5, Jaden Lewis are the 3 guards. Number 21, senior Owen Nowacki at the forward position, in the center, Alexis Montilla.
Holly pulls up, nice touch for the basket. Might have taken hit to the chin. Saw his head kind of snap back. Nothing called. Long 3 on the other side is hard off the back of the rim. Holly trying to tip it, And a dive for the ball. Holly gets it free. Montia's going to pick it up. And a kick ball is called at the last second. It'll be Durfee ball. Thought we were going to have dual possession there for a moment.
As I feel like every game that I do with this, one of the big keys to the game, and this is just something that I believe in basketball, is getting those 50-50 balls consistently is going to be big, you know, because you get extra opportunities. And here, instead of a missed opportunity or losing the possession arrow, the Hilltoppers, because they got to it quick, I know it was a kick ball, but, you know, we're ready to get in possession of it. It's going to be big.
Lewis jukes left, jukes right, looking like a football move there. Can't get it to go.
Good news for Durfee is they've gotten good shots on every possession so far.
Good take to the basket, and the foul coming.
Late foul call on Matilla.
Durfee's third, it's Montia's first, and it's going to put Millerick at the line. First free throws for the Rams.
2:30 in the first quarter. I feel like every time you and I do one of these games, we have warp speed first half. People are still coming into the gym right now, and it's 2:30.
Well, you know, a lot of these games have not started on time either this year. Freshmen started late, then JV ended up, it trickles down. We did a lot of boys games that should have started at 6:30. It didn't get started till close to 7. So with nothing beforehand, on-time start, people probably anticipating that it would be maybe a little later. I don't know.
Devontae Stewart into the game. Devontae's put together an incredible six-man. If there was a six-man of the year award for the SEC conference, my vote would go to Devontae Stewart.
Yeah, he's been really, he and Espinal have been fantastic this season, their sophomore years, and Stewart has really showed me a lot over the last couple games that we covered in particular. And he's going to go to the line.
What's great about Devontae Stewart is he comes in and he goes and contributes right away. Like here he is right now, offensive rebound, gets himself into position to get to the free throw line for 2. Playing your role, doing your role well, he's really done a good job with it. And it's tough in this era too. Everybody wants to start. Everybody wants their name called during warm-ups and stuff. And, you know, coming off the bench, I'm going to say it's a lost art, but it takes a special type of kid to really accept that. And not only has he accepted it, he's excelled. And Espinal, same thing. There's been a lot of times he's been a part-time starter. That 5th spot has kind of rotated throughout the year, but he's another one. And what's great with Espinal coming off the bench, as he is right now, is he's arguably one of the better shooters on the team, and he's what we say instant offense off the bench. So
yeah,
Coach DeCruz has done a great job of really getting his rotation in order.
Yeah, it seems like the bench production's gotten better as the season's gone on, and that's what you want. I mean, obviously, you need to have depth. Stewart gets it, the rebound, and able to break free. Passing to Holly as we're coming up on the final 90 seconds of the first quarter, a 7-6 Hilltoppers lead. Around the horn they go. Hargraves, nice, around the back.
College has been solid all year. A 4-year guy. He's obviously with his commitment to Stonehill and soccer. I mean, he's just an athlete, and he's a gamer right here. And obviously, right now, he's come in there. Stewart with his 3rd rebound of the game. Instant contribution.
Back to Holly. Double teamed around the back, passing off to Montia. Now back to Hargraves. Espinal to his left. Espinal not starting tonight. He had started quite a few games mid to late season. Oh, that was close to a travel. That's a block from behind. Loose ball picked up by Millerick. Probably should have been a travel, but the Rams get it back anyway as Habel pulls up on the near side here. Thrown back court, and Holly's going to pick it up.
Great
pass to Espinal for 2.
This is where Durfee's really going to have to utilize their skill. When they have the opportunity to get out and run, their speed is just one of their biggest attributes.
What they lack in size, they cover and ground with the speed.
The story of Durfee High School basketball for 100 years.
15 seconds, 9 on the shot clock. So Marshfield has to take a shot. 5 seconds. Going with the big man, gets called on the travel, and the Hilltoppers will have 7.7.
What a lot of people won't realize as well is when you score in transition and you're running like these guys like to run, it just ups the ante on the defensive end. Next thing you know, the defensive energy is a little bit higher. getting into the passing lanes, getting the loose balls a little bit quicker.
3 seconds. Hargraves to Stewart for 3 at the buzzer. It's no good. First quarter comes to an end, but for a quarter that was low scoring, Hilltoppers found a little bit of a surge towards the end of it, and they lead it by 5, 11-6 after 8 minutes. Got to win quarters, Brendan. You know, I look back at, I've said it before and used the comparison. Look back to the 04 Red Sox, right? Veritek said, hey, got to win innings. Those innings will turn into games. The games turn into series. Same concept here. It's a one-game season.
And to get in a little bit more detailed, from a quarter standpoint, you want to have strong starts and strong finishes.
Yes.
And that is super important. Durfee did just that, got a couple buckets in transition, finished out that very fast quarter very well.
Well, yeah, I mean, momentum is everything, and this is such a streaky game. So if you finish a quarter strong on a bit of a run, even if it's 5 points, which is basically what we saw here, that can have an effect as it trickles into the next quarter.
Yep, and as always, with any team, you know, you don't want to get too high, you don't want to get too low, and you want to stay at a nice even keel starting the second quarter.
You know, one of the things that I've always worried about now, especially this year, Durfee played full 20 games. You know, we had a shortened season last year. You worry about kind of getting worn out a little bit and losing your stamina down the stretch. So you want to save some, particularly this late in the season. You got to save something for the fourth quarter too. You can't lay down, but you can't use it all in the first 16 minutes.
No, you obviously want to pace yourself, but I'm gonna plagiarize from Ed Cooley. He had a statement yesterday. These guys are 17 years old. They're not tired. These guys aren't tired.
True.
Cooley said no pitch count.
True.
They're right now, the class of 2020, 2021 would die to.
Stewart takes it away.
Die to be tired in the second quarter. So
True.
These guys are fine.
Ripped it flat out of his hands. Espinal quick 3, and it's long, no good. Pereira could not come away with the rebound. Ended up going to Walden, who's checked into the game right at the end of the quarter, staying it in, and nice job keeping it in bounds. Treacy, a rather acrobatic play.
Ariel Pereira into the game right now. Probably the third person in that bench mob that's done a really, really nice job. Another guy who started some games at different points in his career has really accepted a role coming off the bench and being productive.
This team's going to look very different next year. A lot of seniors, a lot of key guys going to be gone, but the good news, the JV team has been phenomenal this year.
Well, there's a lot of depth in the program, and there's been contributions from the younger guys, so this is where you want a program. You don't want to have to go into rebuilding. You just want to go on to the next class. And it really does look like through the sophomore class, it looks like there's guys that are ready to come up and step up and have their turn.
For the tie, Habel gets his first points, and it's 11-11, a 5-0 run to start the quarter. So goes completely against, you know, what we were talking about for Durfee. They ended the quarter strong. You want to continue that at the start of the second, and that hasn't happened.
No, and we have it right now, too, where the jitters of a state tournament game, for a lot of these guys, unless some of these guys played as sophomores or freshmen, this is the first time playing in a state tournament game for both teams. I think you just got away with the travel.
Yeah. Although then again, I think Pereira stepped out of bounds on the other end, so not a good couple possessions for Durfee to start this second quarter, particularly. But you're right. I think the Rams just got away with one too. You know, we mentioned in the open, Holly was a starter in 2019. That was the last time Durfee had a playoff game, and he was a freshman. Nobody else started that's on this team, so there's little experience.
Oh, I mean, just think of it. Just do the math. I mean, right now on the floor, Espinal and Devontae Stewart are in 7th grade last time. You know, there was a state tournament of this stuff. So, but that's the case for a lot of teams. It's the same thing with Mansfield.
How about that take? And he got hit from behind. Probably should have been a foul. We saw the arm come over the head of Holly.
Mansfield's showing their height when they're packing it right in there. They know Durfee likes to get to the rim. And, you know,
Marshfield.
they're packing it down. Excuse me. Marshfield.
The other M. You're already thinking back to the one game I didn't go to. You're just trying to bring it back up, huh?
That's a
make
game
me
I didn't
make me feel guilty for not going on the road.
I blame you for that one in 2015.
God, I can't.
Yeah.
I'll never live that down.
You can never go on. You can never go on vacation.
See, he knew what he was talking about. He said, "I'm going to say Mansfield and see where this conversation goes."
But they're packing their defense into the paint. Going to force Durfee to shoot from the outside.
Yeah, and they're not hitting anything from outside right now, and it hasn't been close. They've been well off the mark, the few shots that have, the few threes that have been put up. Montilla with the big guy, they go out to Millerick, pulls up from the free throw line. It kicks back hard, but Stewart with another rebound deep down the court to Lewis, and he's able to glue the feet. Now to Stewart in transition, looking for space. It's blocked. Go back the other way.
Big guy Walden's tough inside right now. You look at it, he's listed at 6'6", and he's every bit as that on the defensive side right there, making it really tough for the Durfee guards once they're getting in there. And they're getting in there like they've done all year, but tough finishing against 6'6".
Leach puts it up, 7 straight for Marshfield to start this second quarter. And kept in. That's a foul as Holly gets taken out.
Right now, this is a wave that Durfee's going to have to withstand. What people need to understand is in the playoffs right now, everybody's good. And there's not going to be blowouts, and teams aren't going to come in and be afraid of the moment, regardless of their experience level. Durfee right now just has to, kind of take this punch from Marshfield and counter with it.
They need a basket. They got to stop the run here, get it tied up again, and start working on offense.
4 minutes into the second quarter, Durfee's yet to score.
Almost jarred loose, a wraparound there. You saw the reach from Habel. I think he's going to get called on the foul. Doesn't like it. It is on Habel. So first foul of this second quarter. Halfway through it, we went without a foul. Came on the court, so no free throws. Espinal will inbound to kick it out deep to Holly. Almost tipped. Excuse me. That's Lewis, not Holly. My bad. Oh, off the front of the rim, Montilla. Going to go back to the free throw line. It'll be his second trip in the game as the Rams pick up their 4th foul.
What Montilla does a good job of, too, he's always around the glass, and you can always try to create your own offense by just going after the ball from the offensive rebound standpoint. And Montilla's made a whole season of doing that, and just when Durfee needed an opportunity to score, he's right there.
And that one doesn't go. Habel got tagged on that foul, too. So 2 straight fouls in less than 10 seconds for Habel. Only player with 2 to this point. 7 total fouls in the game. Montilla looking for a point. Both free throws miss. Tough trip to the line. 1 for 4 now on the night. Got to have those.
Good officiating crew right now. They've let them play. Sometimes in the state tournament,
really?
a lot of whistles to start off right now. This has been the opposite right now. They've allowed Durfee and Marshfield to play.
And you know what? I'm a big proponent of that as long as it doesn't get out of control. That's the key. If you have players getting hurt and just doing whatever the heck they want, that's a problem. But if they're playing, for the most part, aggressive but clean, I'm okay with it. Let it go. It's a 1-game season. You see it at the pro level, so why not here?
Yeah, and at this level right now, everybody's worked their entire season to get to this point. Teams are gonna play ball.
Exactly. Long 3 is no good. Holly with the rebound as it kicks back hard off the iron. Holly going down the court. Habel tries to jar it loose. Almost did. Now he'll kick it back to Espinal. Stewart with the jumper. Nice shot. Had time. Squared up. His first from the field, and the Hilltoppers back ahead.
Yep, and Durfee did a great job kind of withstanding that Marshfield run a little bit. Come back and got a couple easy ones in transition. Looking at the scores of how Marshfield's played all year, Durfee's going to have to win a low-scoring game, and that's okay. It's different parts right now, and this is where the speed comes in.
Lewis. Basket misses, and a foul. And Lewis is going to get called on the foul on the other end of it.
Yeah, ticky-tack one after the miss right there.
They gave it against, they tagged Holly from behind.
Really?
So Holly with 2 fouls here in the first half.
Deep enough right now into the second quarter. This is where you trust your captain. He's going to stay on the floor right now. Coach DeCruz is keeping him on the floor.
Yeah, Holly rarely gets into foul trouble. We haven't really seen that at all this season, at least in the games we've covered. Quick pull up.
Great job rebounding right now. Another opportunity out here.
Holly off the fingertips, and gravity pulls it down before it skips off the rim. Holly with his second basket, he's got 4 points. Bunch of Hilltoppers scoring here in this 6, in fact, scoring in the first half, spreading it out a bit.
Loose ball right there. That's a tough one.
How was that a foul? Montilla didn't even touch him.
That's a tough call. I'm not sure if they called on going to the basket right now. Lewis doing a good job of making sure Montilla keeps his cool right now. We don't need any extracurricular at this point. Durfee needs to have its players out there.
I don't like that call.
Nope, and another tic-tac right there. That one was probably a little closer to the first one, but now Montilla with his 3rd foul right now, they're going to have to go to Pereira to close out this quarter. These are some big minutes by Pereira right now. This is where the senior's got to really show his worth.
6th team foul and 2 highly questionable calls. Holly dives in and makes the play. Espinal all alone. That's how you answer.
This is closeout time for Durfee right now with just over a minute and a half. Durfee's going to really do a good job defensively right here. Go into halftime feeling good about themselves.
You know, you get those bad calls. That's what you got to do to answer. Don't bark back. Don't say anything.
Here's another opportunity to throw ahead.
Once again, Espinal.
This is how you close out a quarter, Durfee.
Holly making the defensive play twice. Espinal finishing it twice. Timeout Rams. Hilltoppers up 8 in the blink of an eye.
And that's been Durfee's MO all year. They're so fast, and they can score points in bunches, and they've done it time and time again. Anybody that's got a scout on Durfee knows that this can happen, and it happens often.
21-13, 1:22 on the clock here in the half, and you're right, a low-scoring game. That 8 points gives you a little bit of cushion now with Montilla on the bench. But again, Pereira's done a great job. I mean, he's your biggest guy. So if you had to pull somebody out to guard underneath, not bad to have him sitting in your back pocket either.
Yeah, Ariel's played a lot of basketball over the last couple of years. He's really, really done a good job this year, accepting his role.
Let me hear you make some noise!
It's important to Durfee right now with a minute 22 on the clock to really, really keep a level head, close this quarter out full.
Yeah, no stupid fouls. Just finish it off. You got 82 seconds. Nothing dumb, nothing crazy. Don't put them at the line with bonus. You got 6 fouls. The next one will put them there. That bounces out.
That's how you clear
there you
the
go.
glass.
Pereira picking it off in the air, using the height, and Holly will slow it up for the moment. Got it back to Stewart. Now Holly gets it back. Spin move in the paint. That's beautiful.
Javon does such an unbelievable job of getting into that painted area. He's got such a quick first step, and he's done it for 4 years. You're obviously watching the game plan. They're sending a second and a third guy when he's going, and he's still getting his opportunity.
Another rebound for Stewart. Jarred loose. Still going the other way. Good effort there by Leach. Said, why not?
Durfee's going to clean up the glass, one and done, all night. Important possession for the Hilltoppers right here. Using a little bit of clock.
Holly dumps it off to Stewart, back out to the point. Espinal has been wanting a 3. Got it!
That's a big, big shot by Jaden Espinal right here. What a great job by the Hilltoppers after that scoring drought to start the second quarter to really, really answer.
That 3 from Walden. I'm going to tell you right now. That 3 from Walden. Oh! Travel called.
Right now, Durfee better off on the traveling call rather than the offensive foul.
Yeah. 2.4 seconds.
Yeah, Habel tried to sell it a little bit, and with those 50-50 calls, you never want to get one this late in the clock. 2 seconds left. Durfee just don't allow a clean shot.
No good. What a first half. That's a great way to close it out. 26-16.
And anytime you hold a playoff team to 16 first half points, that's a great job defensively.
You know, and especially again when you consider the the difference in size as well. You figure that that the Rams may have an advantage, especially down low, but the Hilltoppers have done a good job defending that, and they go into the half with a double-digit lead. That's about as good as you can ask for playing a tough South Shore team.
Yeah, like I said, this is playoff time. Everybody's good. Everybody's had a good season. There's not going to be blowouts. You're not going to just walk into the gym and expect to be up 20. You're going to have to earn every single possession, and every possession's almost a game within itself. And Durfee's got a lot to be proud of that first half.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think, and we're going to double-check everything here, but if I'm not mistaken, right, we saw the Rams came out, put 7 straight on the board. That gave them 13. The rest of the quarter, the Hilltoppers went on a 15-0 run. That gave them this lead. So we'll double-check that stat, but I'm almost certain I have it accurate here. That's quite a run to go on throughout, a good, 6 minutes or so, 5 minutes? Very impressive. We're going to leave you here for halftime. We have the senior night ceremony from last Wednesday for the boys. So we're going to let that run here. We have 9 minutes till the second half. We hope that you will stay with us. Third quarter coming up right after that. You're watching live playoff basketball on Fred TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Varsity Cheerleaders and Boys Varsity Basketball Senior Night Celebration. The athletic department and coaches would like to congratulate our seniors on their hard work, commitment, and dedication to the cheerleading and boys basketball program. We would first like to recognize the Bishop Connolly Senior, number 2, Mason Humphrey. Before we welcome our seniors from Durfee High School, the boys basketball program would like to recognize and thank our athletic trainer, Kelly Mahoney. And now please welcome our seniors from Durfee High School. From our cheerleading squad, Angel Baudet. Angel is accompanied by her mom, Bobby, and brother, Austin. And now for our senior basketball players. Number 25, Delmire Watson. He's accompanied by Kiera Watson, Tiffany Maniz, and Elijah Maniz. Number 5, Jaden Lewis. Accompanied by Courtney Maher and Ed Matanias. Number 20, Nate Batello. He's accompanied by Cindy and Joe Batello. Number 3, Colin Hargraves. He is accompanied by Michael and Lisa Hargraves. Number 30, Tony Gomes Jr. He's accompanied by Debbie Baptiste, Tiana Gomes, and Tony Gomes. Number 1, Javon Hawley. He is accompanied by Kaylee Hudson and Jada Hawley. Number 21, Owen Nowacki. He is accompanied by Stephanie and Quentin Nowacki. And number 0, Ariel Pereira. Ariel will be accompanied by all of his teammates. We would like to wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors upon leaving Durfee High School in June, and we'll always welcome you back as proud alumni of our boys basketball program. How about another round of applause for our seniors?
Hello, my name is Laura Ferreira, the Director of Traffic and Parking. During a snowstorm, your safety is our first priority. At times, a parking ban may be necessary to ensure access for emergency vehicles and to allow plows to clear streets. A general rule is park on the side of the street opposite the fire hydrant. For more information, please visit our website at www.fallriverma.org and search parking ban. In addition, you may call the Mayor's office at 508-324-2600 or the Office of Traffic and Parking at 508-324-2123. New England weather can be unpredictable. Notification of a parking ban will be made early to give residents the opportunity to move their vehicles. Thank you for your assistance and cooperation.
Welcome back inside Durfee High School's Luke Urban Fieldhouse. Halftime just about over here in the South. Oh, I almost messed up. Not South D1, D1 Division I preliminary round. The old habits. I'll tell you, I'm still not quite there with the new format. The Division I statewide 2022 Winter MIAA State Tournament.
Even though it's been three seasons now, 3 school years of the SEC Durfee, New Bedford, Brockton,
Right.
Brockton, New Bedford, Brockton, Durfee.
It's still Big Three
Big
in our
three to
minds.
me. It'll always be the Big Three until.
Evan Mashut and Brendan Kelly with you as the Hilltoppers will have possession to start this third quarter, up by 10. A fantastic second quarter.
Hilltoppers are going with the same starters except Pereira's in for Montillo with 3 fouls.
Hargrave's going to get his own rebound. Holly left it behind. Lewis there to back him up.
Lewis was looking for like a scoop and score. He's thinking he's playing football on that one right there.
Can't break the football mindset. They're so fast and good with the hands. Nice job by Pereira. That's making something out of absolutely nothing.
Marshfield's going to make it really tough for Javon once you get into that lane. There's obviously the scouts on him right there, so there's going to be dump-off passes. They're also going to have the opportunity to probably look to the three-point line.
Pereira can't get that to go. Yeah, and Holly, I mean, still dealing with that ankle sprain. He's certainly not 100%, according to coach.
Anybody that gets an ankle injury knows that it's always going to linger. It's always going to be in the back of your mind. Ankle injuries are the worst.
Down to the corner, Nowecki wants 3, and it's good!
The senior with a big transition 3.
And that was a contested shot, too. He had hands in his face, and he still got it off. A bang to start the third. Treacy with the jumper. It's going to bounce high. Nowecki with the rebound, gets it to Holly, and will go back down the other end.
This has been one of the better starts for Durfee on the rebounding end. Usually a lot of times Durfee will try to jump with other people, not block out, and give multiple opportunities. Durfee's done a great job, specifically on the defensive end. Again, that's going to be Holly right there for a loose ball.
His third.
His third right now. Espinal bounces up off the bench.
Wow, take him out for a little bit.
This is where we're going to have to see what some of these guys are made of right now. Your main scoring threat goes to the bench with 3.
Well, I think with the speed now, you're going to have to look to Lewis to be the speed guy. Because between him and Holly, you know, they can kind of pick and choose. And if one doesn't have a look, the other does. But now you're down to just one of these super speed guys. Almost jarred loose by Nowecki.
Durfee's just going to stay the course right now, do a good job on the loose balls, clean up the defensive end, get good shots.
Offensive foul against Habel. That's going to be his third. And Durfee will get it back.
Been the call all year, guys stepping up when they have the opportunity to score. Right now, no better time than Durfee right now. You're going to see the floor open up a little bit more right now. They're not going to pack the paint as much. That's got to be a foul. Pereira with an and one.
Say all day that's
floor.
a foul.
They say on the floor, a little bit of a late call right there. No continuation, but Pereira being aggressive for the second time he's touched the ball right there, trying to make some offensive moves.
I'll be honest, I thought that did come on the floor, so I'm okay with that call. I just wish the basket had gone down. I wish that the basket had counted if it did, but that's all right. You re-inbound, get a fresh 30. Lewis, fadeaway jumper, no good. Nowecki can't get that rebound. Quick transition now for the Rams. Oh, and no foul. Holy cow. The basket good for Treacy. I thought that was a foul on Lewis.
Yeah, luckily you don't want to get, when you get in those transition right there, you got to make sure you don't get and ones.
No, absolutely. And that unfortunately, that's kind of been a bit of a problem for him. We've seen Lewis rack up the fouls later in the season here, and that's not, discrediting. He's just so aggressive. And that's one of the things I love about him. But it's definitely, you got to be careful. Like that, look, came in and now a foul. So he drew the foul that time after the steal. That's fantastic.
Lewis, you can see the football in Lewis. That was another one where he just went and got the ball.
So Braintree is hosting the Durfee girls tonight. I'll voice my disgust or disappointment right now.
Do we have any numbers?
I'm checking with Brad if he knows anything, but I'll voice my disappointment with the state association. Diamond girls are on the road tonight. Diamond hockey's on the road tonight. Durfee girls are on the road tonight. Durfee boys are playing here. When this round had 3 dates to choose from, they stacked everybody on this date and you force fans and media alike to have to make a choice. It doesn't make it easy, I can tell you that, especially when you have the flexibility. There's no weather this week. We're not dealing with that problem. I don't know why that was the case, but I'm rather disappointed that the MIAA decided to do it this way when they had the flexibility, at least for the schools that have multiple teams in it. Give their fans the opportunity to travel if they want to and hit both games.
I will fall under the category of I'm glad I am not in that decision-making process. However,
me neither.
I do agree
But
that you want to have the opportunity for a student body
loose ball, it's
to be
Durfee's.
able to catch a couple different games, the guys and the girls.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's not, I don't want that decision either, but to be honest, it seems like a pretty easy decision when you have 3 dates to choose from. I can understand not playing yesterday. Day after vacation, the teams really haven't practiced. All right, I'll give you that one because the brackets had just come out over the weekend. But you had tomorrow as well.
Nice pass by Hargraves.
Beautiful pass, and it goes. I don't know, I'm just saying, because we travel for playoffs. If the girls played tomorrow, we'd be in Braintree. But we're not going to see the girls because they're playing right now. I guess that's my point. Hey, we do what we can do. But I would have liked to do more, you know. Brad says nothing yet from Braintree, no update. So hopefully we'll have something shortly. That's a foul. And luckily for the Hilltoppers, it does not go down for Walden, but he'll go to the free throw line. This is just the second trip to the line for the Rams in the game. Pereira's getting tagged with his first personal foul. It's the second for the team.
Looking at the clock, 3:29, and we're already in pretty much closeout time of the quarter. These are really flying by.
Well, we just haven't had a lot of fouls. That's, you know, the beauty of it.
Durfee's going to do a good job of making sure that, you know, a Marshfield run, you know, could come. And I said it before, they're going to have to be comfortable. They're going to have to be comfortable playing in a low-scoring game, which is exactly where we're at right now with a 10-point game, 31-21 Durfee.
1 for 2 is Walden at the line. He's got 6 points. He had a field goal in the first, a 3-ball in the second, and now the free throw here. Lewis wants 3, and it's off the iron. Off the back of the rim, no good, kicked back. Espinal thought he might have been able to tip it back the other way. Walden, another tough take. Basket's good.
Yeah, Walden's done a really good job of running rim to rim. He's very mobile. He's getting up there. He's got an opportunity for a couple easy layups just by sprinting the floor right now. Durfee's got to do a better job getting back defensively all the way back.
Well, he first. That's blocked now, Walden, and stay out of bounds. Walden had 2 quick fouls in the first quarter, and we saw him leave the court. And it was, that's Connor Walden. We saw Tracy come, no, not Tracy, my bad. Who are we looking at? I lost my roster here. I'm gonna steal yours for a moment.
Stewart's in the game right now for Durfee. Durfee's gonna
let's
go a little small ball right now. Ariel Pereira did a great job playing the big guy.
That's a good feed down low. They left Hable open, and the lead is 6.
Marshfield with that little run right now. Durfee's going to just stay the course offensively right now. It's all about making shots. They've got a couple good opportunities, just haven't made them.
Espinal.
Big basket by Espinal right now. As only a sophomore.
11 points to lead all scorers. Lewis with the tip and the steal, and he gets free.
Durfee's going to get a clean possession right here.
That's
right
a
now,
foul.
not to force anything.
They forced it there. Back to Lewis. Lucky to still have possession. Thrown away. First of all, that was a foul. Second of all, bad pass. So you just blew up a possession.
Yeah, that was Durfee right now, and it happens in high school sports. They were a little too excited right there.
Yep.
Stewart with a good job not letting him get possession, but the fouls are going to start coming right now. They're going to go into the big guy right now. Durfee's going to have to do a good job collapsing and making it tough for him right now.
Third for the team, his first.
Now it's officially in closeout time right now for Durfee. Good out-of-bounds play.
Yep. Walden again.
Walden's really made his presence felt in the third quarter. He's done a good job. You can see he's a big-time player.
If the Hilltoppers can keep multiple possession lead here with Holly still on the bench to finish this quarter, I think they're in good shape. But if it starts getting 2-3 points, that's a problem.
Yep, they're going to have to understand that this is going to be a close game regardless.
Yep.
So I think this is the third time I've said it. They're at this point of the season. Everybody's good. You have to make basketball plays. You have to execute your stuff. You have to get stops.
Whistle sounds down the other end. Oh, looks like there might be something on the court. So official timeout here, going to dry up the court or something. Time for substitution. So Walden comes out. It's Aiden Walden coming in. The other very tall center, the other Walden.
Are we able to say brothers, family related?
Pass down to Habel.
Marshfield right now proving that the big man is not extinct in basketball right now.
Oh,
They're doing
yeah.
a good job, good ball movement by Marshfield.
Oh, almost steps. Call it a basketball move. Lewis, offensive foul. I don't think so.
That's a tough call right there. That's one of those 50-50s right there. A little bit of selling on Marshfield, a little bit out of control on Lewis. This is important for Durfee right now. If you stop looking at the scoreboard and you're playing the scoreboard too much, you're going to start psyching yourself out. So you're going to go one possession at a time.
He wasn't planted.
No, those are those.
That's a bad call.
Those are those 50-50 calls right there, where you literally, it's whatever the first thought's on the referee's mind. And Jaden plays so hard. And he's got that football mentality that a lot of times it leads to calls like that.
Walden back in the game, but Stewart's going to get the rebound. So Connor Walden back in, Aiden on the bench. Aiden on the bench. Pass down low.
Shots aren't falling for Durfee. They got to do the little things. Milwaukee being a senior, knocking down a 15-footer.
5 points all this quarter. Final minute, 40 seconds left in the third. Out of bounds.
This is a big opportunity right now for Durfee. Durfee really has to play to win, not to not lose. And that's just staying the course, digging in defensively, not getting too excited, and just keeping each possession.
Oh, Espinal took a good shot there from Leach.
Well, this is something that's dead in basketball. This Marshfield team right here sets very good screens, and they hit people. It looked like it was deflected. Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. No good.
They're going to call it over the back on Milwaukee right there.
Hilltoppers' fifth foul. We got a score update from Braintree. The Lady Hilltoppers are down 34-24 to the Lady Womps.
Do we have a time?
We do not.
Must be similar in time frame if it was a 6:30 start.
I would imagine so, that this game has been an incredibly fast-moving game. Not even an hour into it real time, and we're just about done with 3, plus halftime.
Great job by Milwaukee digging defensively. Shot clock's off. Marshfield looks like they're going to hold for the last.
Yep. Anything but a 3 here would be fine. Oh, loose ball.
Loose ball.
Kicked away. Durfee will have it. 4.1 seconds. Oh, you stop the transition. That's the one negative. But at least the Hilltoppers have it now. And the worst that can happen really is they'd be up by 8. But a chance for a quick shot.
Yeah, regardless, they don't want to give away one right here. Make sure that it's a good inbound right now.
And they get it.
They're going to let Holly do his thing.
Shot is no good.
Good opportunity right here. Listen, Durfee, 8-point lead right now going into the fourth, home in a playoff game with none of these guys playing a playoff game. They're in position right now.
They are, but they were definitely held defensively. Only 9 points. That's their lowest output of any quarter. And on the other side, 11 points for Marshfield. That's their highest output of any quarter. A 35-27 lead for the Hilltoppers. So they did give something back. They gave 2 points back, essentially. But they are in good position, you're right. And once again, it's going to be, the mental toughness with this team has really improved as well. And it's going to take that. It's the playoffs. That's it.
If you're going to be a good basketball team, period, you have to know how to win different ways. You're not always going to have the ability to win running gun style. You're not going to be able to, outscore an opponent by 20 or hit the 70, 80-point mark right now. You have to be comfortable winning in different ways right now. And one way that's not talked about enough is, can you win a low-scoring game? Can you win this grinded-out style of basketball right now? And that's exactly where we're at, 35-27. I mean, defensively, Durfee's holding Marshfield to 27 points. So This is the type of game that they've got to be comfortable playing in right now. And by doing that, stay the course each possession.
8 different Hilltoppers have scored tonight. So spreading out the offense, the bench has been a big part of it. They've stepped up on the other side. Just 6 Rams have accounted for points this evening. Connor Walden with 5 points in the third. He's got 10 for the game to lead his team. Hilltoppers get it back. Espinal on the fast break, and that's a foul.
No call right now.
Had contact on his wrist.
Great fast break by Marshfield right there.
Oh, I'm so glad they didn't call it on Lewis, because that was the same play. I was just if they call it on Lewis, you got to call it both ways. I'm glad they didn't.
Really good job by Lewis of pulling that one out.
Holly driving
doing what he does well, getting in for the and one.
Huge basket.
If Durfee goes and continues to do well here, what needs to be celebrated is Pereira and Stewart's play in the third quarter. It's going to go very much unnoticed if you're not watching what we're watching right now. They did a good job on those 2 big guys when Montillo was in foul trouble.
No shot. Basket missed anyway, so
Yeah, not watching Montillo on the foul line. Those are
lane violation.
Lane violation. I'm sure he did. It's one of those ones where you don't want to see it called at this point, but you got to call the rules. I wasn't watching, so.
No, I was watching the ball, and like I said, it missed anyway, so the only thing you lose is the chance of the rebound, really. Pull up. Good from Leach, who just got hit with that foul, so he makes up for it, gets 2 points back for the Rams. Well, the next round for the boys here, regardless of the winner, it goes through Franklin. For this matchup, whoever wins. Lewis looking for 3. It's short. Kicks out hard. He'll get it
clean
back.
Clock.
Yeah, because it hit the rim out of bounds.
We got lucky on that one.
Very lucky. Very lucky.
Marshfield in his zone that time. Don't want to sound stupid if they've been in a couple possessions and my eyes haven't fouled, but they're really going to force the Hilltoppers to make some shots in the end. They're packing the paint, what they've been doing all night.
Right. Holly, open 3 from the corner is no good. Up the ladders, Montilla was hit from behind twice and no foul call.
Durfee's going to get back defensively, not try to play the 3-quarter court.
No, exactly.
Nice play.
Oh, Holly with the save! In the paint.
Got a sprint back right here. Big guy made the play. Here he goes running the floor right now. Lewis, good job sitting.
Basket good from
Biggs
Walden.
didn't do a good enough job getting down there.
No.
Possession for possession. Can't play the clock right now. Can't stare at the shot clock. Got to get good baskets right now. Marshfield back in a man-to-man right now, but they're just packing it in right now. It's like a hybrid.
How about that take to the basket?
Great scoop right there. As a high school player right now, it's so hard not to look at the scoreboard.
Are you kidding? I'm watching it with every possession. Long
Deep
3.
Deep 3.
No good. Walden doesn't even have to jump for it.
Travel.
Basket did not go anyway, but the travel turns it over. Well, as I was starting to say, Franklin is actually at the bottom half of the bracket for girls and boys hosting on Friday. So if the Durfee girls were to win and the Durfee boys were to win, they'd be playing a doubleheader on Friday. Fortunately, the Lady Hilltoppers, again, last check, down by 10. We don't have a clock on that game. Durfee boys here up by 8 with 5 to go.
Great catch and shot by Stewart. Going back to the boy-girl doubleheader, I think the MIA in specific schools, lousy job transition on Durfee right now. Timeout, Bob Fisher. I think the MIA or just member schools in general should do a little bit more doubleheaders between the varsity teams on the men's and the women's side. It makes it like a college atmosphere. Especially at the Division III, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
At the Division II level, a lot of times too, is the women will open up for the men at a noontime and then a 2:30 start. It's just a great atmosphere. Student body gets an opportunity to catch both teams. It obviously promotes the women's side of basketball a lot, and I know it's scheduling for ADs and
Well,
usually the home and away, but it's an awesome, awesome experience for both teams and fans involved.
Well, I was just going to say, it's kind of rare that you would see a school hosting both games at the same date in the same round. So this is kind of a rarity. But as it turns out, the way that doubleheader will work, regardless, Franklin, they're seeded. So Franklin's hosting boys and girls. The girls would play at 5, and the boys would play at 7:15. So if the Hilltoppers hang on here in the next 5:05, they'll be moving on to the round of 32, where they'll travel to face the Panthers in Franklin on Friday at 7:15. And if they hold on, we're hitting the road.
And this right now, this is what you work for all season. This is what you work for in the summer right now.
High off the glass, and Holly with the basket.
This is
Back up
what
by 10.
Holly's done his whole career right now. This is where he's really going to show his leadership right now.
12 points for Holly, 3 in this quarter. 6 in this quarter.
Scoring the ball is such a skill. I mean, that's what obviously everybody wants to do, but to be able to do it at such a high level is fantastic.
Basket's good, and the foul.
Got to clean up the first one. Once those opportunities and you stop playing off the backboard every time, a foul's eventually going to get called, especially at the high school level. Got to get that first one.
Durfee's 6th foul. Says it's on 13. No, it's not on 13. They have advocated it there. It's Stewart. I was going to say, I thought it was Stewart. So basket counts. And now the end one for Connor Walden, who's up to 14 points, looking to make it 15. And he does.
I'll tell you what, regardless of the basketball being played right now, that's really good. It's really cool looking around right now. There's a lot of people in the gym.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, now I'm starting to actually notice some
There's a lot of
alumni.
people.
I'm starting to notice some of my old teachers and some Fall River basketball enthusiasts are in the house right now, and that's great.
It's not 30 years ago, but this is as big a crowd as we've seen here in at least 4 years.
Yeah,
This is great.
Nothing's 30 years ago. But
No, but still.
it's good to see, and you know, people care about Durfee basketball. People care about these kids, and when it's playoff time, they're going to come here.
Thrown away. Cheerleaders duck and cover. And the Hilltoppers will take it back. That's you're down by 7 points. That's not a good transition pass right there for the Rams.
Well, that's
not a fan of that.
Well, that's the one that didn't work right now, but they're going to try to get that one. Showing a
And
little
then the
pressure.
Hilltoppers got to have somebody back to protect.
Well, they gotta get back defensively. They can't look for the steals. Stewart with a nice touch. That's not an easy basket to make.
No. Montilla had a guy riding his back. Offensive foul.
What a job by Stewart, my guy.
The Hilltoppers got one.
What a job.
Marshfield offensive foul is number 20.
That's the 3rd foul for Walden.
Kids need to know that that's what wins basketball games. You're not going to see that on highlight videos, although you should. You're not going to see that on workout videos right there, but that's a big defensive spot right now.
3-on-2, Lewis. Oh, he wanted to go for 3.
It's a good job, though, right now. Durfee's going to eat a little clock.
Yep.
Get a good shot right now.
And Habel got down there quickly, so credit him defensively for covering up Lewis very quickly. Holly in the paint. How about that? Off the basket. Might have been deflected. It looked good originally. Ended up hitting the glass. I think there might have been some hands on it. Long 3 for Walden.
This kid Walden can play right now. It's going to
yeah.
be tough. This is right now where good players are going to make good plays for both teams right now. Durfee's going to do a good job with him.
6-point game, 3:19 to go. 45-39 the score as we head into the timeout.
Regardless, right now, this is nerve-wracking time right now for Durfee alums like yourself and I, but this is what it's all about right here. For 2 years, these type of situations, nobody got an opportunity to have right now. And I said it before, the class of 2020, 2021, they do anything to be in this position right now with the pressure on and just the opportunity to be out here playing in front of your friends, playing in front of the community. This is what it's all about right now.
Well, the last time the Hilltoppers won a playoff game, it was here. It was against King Philip. We said 2016,
2015.
Right? Oh, 15, excuse me. 2015, 16 was the Brockton game, the third time around. That's right, and that was a loss. 2015, when Matt Kurt brought King Philip in here, his first season with King Philip. His only season.
Yeah, he did too.
Right? He did two, and then he came here with Jameson. And that was a win here in the playoffs. So it's been a minute. It's been a bit. Back to Espinal. Hilltoppers need points in this possession as we roll up on 3 minutes.
This is right here. This is when you go in practice right now. Can you get a basket in your half-court stuff when you need one?
Pass to Montia, tough shot, and it won't go.
A good opportunity.
Oh, stolen
Espinal
back.
would play right now. You got a clean clock. We don't need one.
But he's gonna take it.
That's a big shot by the sophomore.
From downtown in the corner.
Stay on your feet, Durfee.
14 for Espinal. Walden wants another jumper, no good. Lewis flips it, it hits the glass, and Stewart able to get free. Dump down the court to Lewis, who's already there. Driving the lane, and he won't put it up.
Durfee's got to get back right now. Marshfield's leaking out right now.
Through the hands. We'll go back the other way.
Durfee needs to get an extra
Coach
ball.
Fisher put his head in his hands. Like, what are you doing? You threw it away.
Durfee needs an extra ball handler right here. This is big time. Get the ball in bounds. Again, can you get a basket and clean look in your half-court set at this time right now? Under control.
Holly dumps it off, trying to go to Montia. He had nowhere to go, and the ball gets picked in the air. Juggled and picked. Down low, easy bucket. Easy bucket for Walden. How about the second half for Walden?
Durfee needs to be organized in their press break right now. This is exactly what pressure defense does. It's got to be chaotic right now. Durfee's got to be.
Lewis.
They've got to be organized. That's a good timeout. I'm not even sure Coach DeCruz called it, but Lewis did. They need to be organized, getting the ball over half court.
That is outstanding awareness to wrap that ball up and call it. That was Lewis. It was not Coach. Walden, by the way, let's give this kid credit. Connor Walden came into the second half with 5 points, put 5 up in the third. He's got 10 this quarter for 20 in the game. That's half his team's total.
Yeah, I'm looking around the court right now, and I notice a few D3 coaches that I know and have relationships with. I mean, there's ball players on both sides right now that you could be looking at anybody, but this kid is this kid's a next level player. He can totally play at the next level, and he's showing it right now.
He's a captain. 6'6". You don't see that every day. Not in high school.
Not at Durfee.
certainly not at Durfee. The Hilltoppers usually are a smaller team. But again, we talked about it early. What they lack in height is the speed and the defensive grit, the hands. Got to make up for it somewhere.
Right now, Durfee's got to make sure they get the ball in bounds clean.
Yeah.
And have it a good possession. Whether or not we get a basket out of it, it's going to be a good possession with a clean shot. And regardless of make or miss, it has to get back full defense, not three-quarter, not try to get anything cheap. This is detail time for both teams. Detail, detail, detail. And right now, this detail needs to be getting the ball inbounds clean. At not an easy spot right now.
No. 97 seconds to play in the game. 1:37 on the clock. 48-41 Durfee. Espinal will try to get it in as everybody breaks left and right. To Stewart, beautiful.
They need a ball handler right now.
Get it to Lewis.
Spread the floor.
And you need a basket. Lewis taking it. No whistle, no basket.
Good shot, Durfee's got to get back right now.
Stolen by Lewis. And then thrown away and out of bounds. Hilltoppers will have it.
Lewis and
Durfee got away with one right there. Lucky.
Lewis and Holly looked like they were in the secondary during football season, but they've got to be very, very clean right now. Durfee in a 1-4 press breaker. Sometimes I like these, sometimes I don't.
Oh, that's a travel. Oh, I thought he slid. We've seen that called before.
Those 1-4 press breakers, sometimes it leads you to inbound right to the trap zone.
Right.
Which it did right there, but Durfee's got their timeouts right now. 3, I believe. You have the book in front of me, in front of you. 3 timeouts.
I haven't marked it. My bad.
This is where when I
Fail on my part.
This is when I would be coaching. I'd be asking Amy Slies or Margaret how many timeouts, and they tell me the answer. 15,
I think Durfee's taken 3.
15 different times, and I would still not listen to the answer.
I think they've taken 3, but you know, I got the laptop here. I'm scoring on the live stream. I'm scoring in the book, so I haven't been keeping track of the timeouts. Well, if not for anything, that whole sequence there just took another 22 seconds off the clock. So 1:15 to play, or 75 seconds.
Here comes the stuff that might be boring to practice, tedious to practice, part of practice where, you know, maybe the interest level is not there, but here we are deep in the season right now. You have to execute press breakers. You have to know where they're going to come from, a trap zone.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, it's the little things. It's the details.
And this is where, you know, good practice habits come in.
Bill Belichick would say it. Situations. What's the situation? Be ready for the situation.
Well, sometimes these situations
5 seconds.
These situations don't come.
Holly takes a shot, and it doesn't hit the rim, and it's a shot clock violation.
Sometimes these situations won't come for games at a time or long lengths of the season, but they're important right now. Durfee's showing a little bit of pressure in the backcourt right now.
50 seconds. Open 3. No good. Kicks back. Lewis with the ball. And he's fouled. Rams have one more to give before the Hilltoppers go into bonus. That's the 6th team foul. Really has been we haven't seen either side has put the other into bonus. It's been a very clean game.
Marshfield.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, especially, and I'm sure Coach does too, after the Snowden game, and what a complete meltdown that was from an officiating standpoint on Thursday. That was absolutely horrendous. There's the 7th foul, and it puts Durfee at the line for 1-1. Follows on Treacy, his 2nd. And Espinal will go to the free throw line. Has not been there yet tonight. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 times has Durfee been to the free throw line. Mantilla has 2 of those trips, and one of them was an and one. So again, it shows you how few fouls we've really had tonight. Big first shot for Jaden Espinal, who's leading the team in points.
Here's another important segments in practice, the free throw shooting. These are the moments you practice, and the tough part is you never know when these are going to come. Stewart with a big-time offensive rebound and a ticky-tack foul on that.
Are we really doing this now with 42 seconds?
Which is going to now put Marshfield at the line with no time off the clock.
You know, talk about situations. The officials need to know situations too. Easier said than done. You talk about doing the brackets, not wanting that decision. Yeah. I wouldn't want to wear the stripes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Never. So Leach at the line has not been there yet. This is 1-1. And he hits the first.
This is going to be detailed time for both teams right now. 42 seconds is a lot of time in basketball. It's a lot of time in high school basketball.
Especially if we're going to start playing the game of fouls. Both shots are good. It's back to a 6-point lead, and the Hilltoppers got to get it in. They don't.
What's been lousy about those last 2 things is time hasn't gone off the clock. And it gives Marshfield an out of bounds right under their own basket.
A long ball, and it's a 1-possession game. They go to the big guy, wants it, no good. Stewart with another rebound.
Big rebound.
And a foul is called, no dual possession. A foul is called. Lady Hilltoppers are down 56-38. So unfortunately, things not going the Hilltoppers' way on the road at Braintree. A tough program up that way too. We saw the boys this season, and they play in a tough conference. They're a tough opponent.
Regardless of the fact, congratulations to the Lady Hilltoppers on an incredible season, a great turnaround. Jeff Caron's been one of my biggest mentors my entire career. Coach Guimond, Jameson Guimond, a great friend. They did a great job in the turnaround of that program, getting them into the state tournament and playing. With Stewart knocked down 2 big free throws right now.
Stewart with 10 points tonight and about 800 rebounds.
Durfee needs a big stop right now and a rebound, and we might be.
Basket's good, and a timeout.
I'll stop myself right now.
Yeah, I know. I was just going to say, come on, Mr. Superstition. Millerick with the basket to put it to 51-45, 27.2 seconds as we go back into the timeout. But sure looks like, unfortunately, Lady Hilltoppers going to be one and done. But you're right. Great to have them back in the tournament. It's been a number of years, actually since you, right? Since you, Coach, with Shaylin.
Yep.
Shaylin's senior year, that was in Brockton. We went to Brockton for that one.
Correct,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So it's been a drought for the Lady Hilltoppers as well. And you're absolutely right. Bringing back some of that old Durfee culture. Jeff Caron, Jameson coming back to coach after a few years off. And really fantastic. And neither side had coached girls before.
Jeff did.
Or Jeff did.
Jeff's going to start. Yeah,
he had a summer league, right? He was
no,
was it high school
he
too?
was the head coach. I'm going to say at least 2, but if you told me 4 at Dayton Rehoboth in the early 2000s.
Oh, okay. Oh, so before Durfee.
Yep, he had a girl, Mary Wakuchu, who played at Maryland in BC. Who was the real deal.
I forgot about that. Inbound and a foul. Stewart will go back to the line. See, I first met Jeff when he became the AD here. Well, I was still a student.
I was going to say you were probably still a student.
Exactly. Yeah, because he took over after Tom Burns, right? Wasn't he right after Tom, or was there one in between?
Nope, Mr. Burns.
It was, yeah.
Mr. Burns was in the house. I saw. I don't see him right this second, but I did see him before. Another big mentor of mine.
Oh yeah. Well, with the volleyball side of things for you.
Yep. And girls basketball.
Well, and basketball. That's true. Yeah. 1-1 for Stewart. He hit them both just a couple seconds ago. Hits another.
It's great confidence by the sophomore right now. These are the moments that, when you're shooting in your driveway, you're shooting at the park. These are the moments that you want to be in right now. Confident, step into the free throw line and making them.
4 for 4 in the fourth quarter. 8-point lead again. 20 seconds. Nice basket for Leach. He's had a great fourth. He's got 7 points in this fourth quarter alone. And another timeout.
I would prefer Durfee pressure the ball and not allow into the paint as easy these last 2 times. It's not taking a lot of time. They're dribbling right through the court right now.
Yeah.
19 seconds is a lot of time in high school basketball.
They're gonna foul. So
immediately, yeah. And the referees are looking at these things right now. They're gonna blow a quick whistle. It's gonna be a quick stop, and this game's being extended right now. Durfee still has to. They still have to do a good job on the defensive end.
Well, again, the winner goes to Franklin. Take a look at the bracket. Where are you? Here we go. So Durfee and Marshfield here. We're at the bottom left of the bracket. Bottom left quarter or quadrant. Round of 32 kicks off Friday. Franklin will host the winner of this one. Franklin's the number 5 seed in this tournament. And according to the power rankings, they're 19-3.
Franklin's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
They're very well coached. C.J. Neely does a great job.
He said he's here. He's right near us, actually.
Yeah, the Franklin coaching staff is here scouting right now. And that'll be an incredible atmosphere over there. They have a really good student body, good fan section. Not as big of a gym, not of a field house. It's one of those, I don't know, it sounds disrespectful to call it a cookie cutter, but those gyms that with all the new schools have, they're all similar. Quincy, Somerset, Whitman-Hanson, Franklin, they're all very similar. We're lucky here. We were able to retrofit this field house, but every new school has a gym that's pretty similar with that.
Somerset Berkeley's is
the closest one that we have.
Right.
That's like that. And from what I understand, too, Westport is similar, too.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new Westport yet. So
I don't believe is big, but I think very much so the same concept as those schools.
You know what I liked? I liked Quincy when we were there for the playoff game. That big comeback, Brianna Camara's year.
I liked that game
because
too.
they had like with I know you liked the game, but like Somerset, they had the upstairs. They had like the walking track area. So we were up top in our own area. We had a nice high angle. We weren't in the middle of the crowd, so we had some separation to work, which I like. I mean, I appreciate that because we are working. We're fans of the game too, but you know
That's going to be a backcourt violation. One more possession, Durfee.
How is that not backcourt?
Durfee needs one more stop, gain control of this basketball. As a matter of fact, if they score and we're under 5, don't even take the ball out of bounds.
No.
Evan, I think we're going to Franklin on Friday.
I think we're going to Franklin, Brendan.
I will
5 seconds.
get everything
Basket
in order.
is no good.
Don't
Second
even take the ball out of bounds.
Durfee is moving on. The Hilltoppers with their first playoff win in 7 years.
What a phenomenal job done by the Hilltoppers. Winning, executing, functioning in a low-scoring game against an opponent that had a very, very, very talented roster.
Quality basketball, a clean game.
That was the most detail-oriented and being able to execute in detail-oriented situations that I've seen Durfee play in a long time. Not just this year, but period, in a long time. They've got a lot to be proud of.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That is as complete an effort against a top D1 team as you will see, and probably as we've seen in at least 4 or 5 years.
Listen, Marshfield, 14, 15, 16 wins year in and year out. This isn't new. This isn't their first time being here. This is a very well-coached program. This is a program that's used to winning. And to come into the playoffs after 2-year absence, a lot of these guys, their first time, they've got a lot to be proud of.
So happy for the program. And, you know, happy for Coach Joe DeCruz because he knew this group from being the freshman coach. And when Jamison stepped aside, he took over varsity. And he kept the culture. He's talked about culture all year with me and hasn't stopped. And it carried over here into the playoffs. A playoff win in the prelim round for the D1 boys basketball bracket of 2021-2022. We will see you in Franklin Friday night, 7:15 tip. We're looking forward to being there for the round of 32 as the Big Bad Panthers will host these Hilltoppers. Brendan,
Evan,
fun one.
Dare I say, black pullover again?
Yeah, you know, we'll dress the same. We're
tradition,
going to dress the same way. This is how sick the superstition is.
Black
but we know it
pullover.
works because your sweater vests, they used to work.
The sweater vests have been retired, but we'll go black pullover for Friday.
All right, well, I guess I'll have to make sure I hang these clothes right back up and they're going back on.
That's it.
Oh, my gosh. That's so funny. All right. We'll see you there. Same attire. Friday night at Franklin. We hope you'll join us. 7:15 game for the round of 32. Durfee versus Franklin. Till then, thanks for tuning in. Remember, folks, all our live coverage is streamed right here on the Fred TV Sports Facebook page. Like and follow us. Don't miss a minute of the action. If you don't have Facebook, get it, and then go to YouTube and subscribe to us there. All the games are archived on our on-demand channel for Fred TV Sports. For Jake Fitzgerald behind the lens, my broadcast partner, Brendan Kelly, I'm Evan Massoud. So long, and we'll see you Friday.